Good morning. It's time to get in touch. In Touch is a public affairs show dedicated to improving the lives of Susquehanna Valley residents. I'm Freddi Hammer, News Director at Backyard Broadcasting.
During this coronavirus pandemic, as many of us stay home to protect our health, our family's health, we're using the digital technology to complete tasks. I've been doing a lot of curbside grocery shopping online and banking, of course. And otherwise, though, there are people in our world who don't use the technology as much. In fact, millions of people, older adults, maybe lack confidence on how to use the tools. And that can really make you kind of vulnerable in these challenges as we have with fraud or financial challenges. But today, on the phone with us, Lisa Marsh Reyerson. She's the president of AARP Foundation, to tell us about some resources available for older adults and really can help all of us. Good morning to you, Lisa. Thanks for joining us on InTouch.
Hey, Freddi. Good morning. I'm delighted to be with you at InTouch.
You know, it's interesting. I checked out your credentials. You've graduated with honors from different schools in New York, SUNY Cortland, as well as SUNY Albany, and also Dickinson College. You have some honorary degrees. So we're pretty familiar with your New York, Pennsylvania roots.
Oh, I love that. I spent a lot of time, Freddi, driving the Route 15 corridor.
Well, it's certainly beautiful, even in winter, as you know. Well, we certainly are interested in finding out a little bit more about how AARP can help older adults increase their use of technology and maybe feel a little more confident. Why is it so important for older adults to feel more confident with the technology we have and digital tools that are available?
Yeah, you know, Freddi, you really underscored the importance of it in your opening when you reminded us that given the continuing pandemic, we're all counting on our digital abilities to accomplish everyday tasks. And there was great research in 2019 conducted by Financial Health Network that was supported through this wonderful collaboration between AARP Foundation and Chase. And Freddi, what it found is that although the use of smart devices is on the rise among those 50 and older, nearly two-thirds reported that in the previous 3 months they had not used their smart device for any type of financial transaction. And this is despite the fact that they use those devices for other tasks each and every day. So that is what drove us to come together in a collaboration to provide free online resources and tools to help older adults learn how to use financial technologies and to do so confidently.
Do you think that facing the technology that we have today, little phones, tiny buttons, it can be kind of overwhelming and almost intimidating?
I think you're right, Freddi. And what we do find is that research really shows that as long as the digital applications are designed, building education in the design of the application, older adults can become very agile users.
And feel safe while using that. That's probably the bottom line, to make sure you're safe.
That is the bottom line. And feel safe and feel confident.
So can we help an older adult maybe learn a little bit better? What's our role in maybe empowering older adults to use this technology for everyday tasks? Yeah,
I'm so glad that you talked about our role, because we do have a role, whether our loved ones or just by being the best possible neighbor. And you talked about education. I'm a teacher by training, and learning by doing or showing older adults how to use technologies is so key, Freddi. So walking through the steps that older adults need to take to confidently use financial technologies. It's why Chase and AARP Foundation launched this very interactive, free online library of great resources, Freddi. There are self-help, how-to videos, virtual workshops, worksheets that you could print and download, quizzes you can take. And we walk the older users through step-by-step everything from how to stay connected to your social network, to how to download an app, how to deposit a check using your smartphone, how to avoid scams, and even how to apply for jobs online.
Well, what kind of apps or different online platforms help us stay connected? And really, what kind of advice do you have for us to use those platforms and get better at this technology?
Yeah, I think you've really hit on it, Freddi. My advice is to just begin to learn how to use the technologies and to practice, because practice is so important. So, for example, head to fintech.aarpfoundation.org and start learning and interacting with the training tools, the tips, and the resources that we have online. And again, we'll teach you how to download applications and how to use them confidently. And then you can practice and return to fintech.aarpfoundation.org to practice using those skills again. Remember, it can be very helpful to use your bank's financial technology resources so that during this time of ongoing physical distancing, you can be depositing checks, checking safely on your accounts, just being sure that your financial health is in order.
You know, a lot of people are worried about people scamming them, and people are kind of tricksy, especially with seniors. And when we're talking about our financial health and working online, I mean, how do we know that stuff's safe so that you aren't just going along doing online transactions and it's going into another account or something? How can we be sure?
Yeah, important that safety is a focus, both in the development of the tools and the applications and, of course, in using them. So my first tip is, you know, if you are receiving a message, it could be electronic or a phone call, and it is not from someone you know or a trusted source, avoid taking those phone calls and responding to those messages because, you know, in this time of uncertainty, scammers are taking advantage of this time and certainly preying upon older adults. So do not respond to messages from sources you do not know.
That might be another tip for us as people who are helping, who can give the advice like this is what you may expect from someone who's scamming you.
That's right. So in these times, for example, you know, many people are sharing on social media they're getting requests. Again, do not respond to those messages or those requests. Another tip that I have, Freddi, is really take advantage of the opportunity with your financial institution to set alerts on your account. So set up alert messages when there are withdrawals from your checking account or from your savings account. This is twofold. It helps you know that you're safe and avoid fraud and scams, but it also helps you with budgeting and with your overall financial health. So use those alert systems.
Tell us one more time the web address where we can find those resources.
Head to fintech.aarpfoundation.org. Visit us often and take advantage of the learning tools. They're available, Freddi, in both English and Spanish.
You know, it's pretty interesting how AARP has almost made a shift that I've noticed in the past year or so, and that may have a lot to do with you being at the helm, with the different achievements as far as new programs for adults. And I guess this is definitely one of those legs of those programs helping us be more connected technology-wise in this world.
Yeah, I think that's true, and I have to say, Freddi, we have a great CEO, Joanne Jenkins, and a wonderful team at AARP and AARP Foundation, recognizing that we really want to be sure that adults who are 50 and older have access to tools and resources that help us choose how we live as we age. And at the Foundation, Freddi, we're really working on behalf of the growing number of moderate to low-income older adults.
All right, well, we're going to get on that website and get some resources, especially in this downtime around the holiday. We are maybe on a situation where we're staying in a little bit more. So using the technology and practicing, like you say, might be good. So that's FinTech, which is an F like Freddi, FINTECH.AARPFoundation.org. Well, thank you so much to you, Lisa Marsh Reyerson, president of AARP Foundation. This is the time of year when lots of people are using technology, and we hope the older adults are feeling more comfortable, and we can help them do that.
Great to talk with you, Freddi.
On the second half of InTouch this morning, we'll also rebroadcast an interview with Joe Arthur, Executive Director of the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank, who joined us at Backyard Broadcasting at the beginning of December for Giving Tuesday, an annual fundraiser for Susquehanna Valley nonprofits in partnership with the United Way. The Central Pennsylvania Food Bank has delivered hundreds of thousands of pounds of healthy food to many Pennsylvanians since the pandemic began. And as they continue to help others, here's a reminder of how we can help the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank.
Hello, I'm Freddi Hammer, the news director at Backyard Broadcasting. Today is Giving Tuesday, an opportunity for us as private citizens to help many, many nonprofit organizations through the United Way, or personally as we donate for Giving Tuesday. You can use the hashtag in social media. You can check out any Backyard Broadcasting website and get details. Talking with Joe Arthur, Executive Director of the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank.
Hey, good morning, Freddi.
I'm glad you could join us this morning here at Backyard Broadcasting. I just wanted you to let us know a little bit about the areas that you serve.
Yeah, our food bank serves the whole of central Pennsylvania, so 27 counties that are essentially the Susquehanna Valley in Pennsylvania, so very large territory.
Tell me a little bit about the difference between maybe the March 2020, when we first learned about the pandemic, and what's the difference between then and now?
Almost everything is different, but I think, the important things, first of all, is the amount of people that need help. Before the pandemic, we were serving about 135,000 people each month, and now that's more like 200,000 people. So, about a 40% increase in the amount of people that are coming to our network. And, of course, the challenge in the pandemic of keeping everybody safe with CDC, recommended protocol, because we still have to keep serving partner organizations to make sure everybody has enough healthy food.
How can Giving Tuesday, as our contribution here as private citizens, how can we help the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank on a day like today?
You hit a good word there, private. In any year, the vast majority of our support comes from people and businesses, private support. And that's true in the pandemic, too. Every dollar that a donor gives to us, we can provide 6 meals worth of food for people in need. So that's how you can help. And Giving Tuesday is about giving that way, providing monetary support. So it's important, particularly between the holidays here, as we're seeing increasing people. This year, it's an increase on top of an increase.
Would you say that there's a typical family who may be taking help this year?
I don't know if typical is the right word, but the new folks that didn't need help before, that could be anybody. That's our neighbors, folks in our own families. Nobody's untouched by this pandemic.
What is the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank's goal for Giving Tuesday, Joe?
Well, we would love to raise total maybe $50,000 for our whole effort. That would be a wonderful addition to our holiday resources. It also would help us carry into 2021 because we know this is going to be with us for quite a while.
How can we help out the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank online?
The easiest way is go right to our website, centralpafoodbank.org. They'll take all your information online. That'll get right to us very quickly within days.
Tell me, Joe, about the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank office here in Lycoming County with Carla Fisher.
They do an amazing job. So I remember when I started with the food bank 12 years ago, we had 2 people in Williamsport. We now have 22. They are an amazing team, just like the rest of our team has been working so hard this year to make sure the shipments go out every day. Our team in Williamsport serves about half of our territory, and they're just an amazing group.
Well, thank you, Joe Arthur, the Executive Director of the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank.
Well, thank you, Freddi, and thank you to all the listeners.
InTouch is locally produced in our studios at 1685 4 Mile Drive in Williamsport. To get in touch with us regarding questions, comments, or topic ideas, call weekdays between 8 and 5, 570-323-8200. You can also write to us at 1685 4 Mile Drive, Williamsport, PA, 17701. Attention, Freddi Hammer. Or email me at fhammer@backyardbroadcasting.com. For archive programs of our InTouch series, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Backyard Broadcasting. Each current weekly program is featured on the Backyard Broadcasting websites. Thanks for listening to InTouch, a production of Backyard Broadcasting.